This was one of those very rare scenarios for me in that it was a straight offer. My agent called me one day on the phone and said, believe it or not, I've got an offer for you to play the lead opposite Andie MacDowell in a pilot. Are you interested? So I thought real long and hard about it, about half a second, and I said, yeah, what do you think? I couldn't believe it. This is just a gift that fell into my lap. And it's just an extra bonus that it's a great character for me. It's a really good fit for me. And Andie and I have had this, amazing experience, this great journey on this first season. And the audience is really liking us together, which is a big sigh of relief for me, because you don't know ever how it's going to work out. And the show has done really well, and again, more importantly, the audience is really enjoying what Andie and I are bringing to our characters and our relationship. So it feels good. I was frankly a little nervous and intimidated by Andie when we first started. I was hoping, oh God, I hope I'm good enough. Am I going to be able to do this? I don't want to let the team down. And Andie's so gracious and just made me feel so welcome, and we hit the ground running. Yeah, been really lucky.
It was more than the character, it was the overall story. I mean, I love the fact that it's a strong woman in the leading role, and that she is the pillar of this community that everybody turns to. I like the three generations, the mother and my mother, me, my daughter. I liked that. I thought that, I really liked that. I just like that, the opportunity it brings. And but mostly when I read it, I just wanted to move there. I thought, I would love to live in this place. And I'm a really sensitive person. So when I watch TV that's super dark, I get agitated. I get upset. I get disturbed. I can't sleep. It bothers me. And this is the opposite of all of those things. Even though there's a lot of difficulty that happens, but I think we've gotten so used to having extremes of horror and terror and darkness, that normal darkness seems a little light. So I've been telling people all day, I mean, this is a really light story, but the truth of the matter is my son died. He drowned. My daughter witnessed it. And the man that I'm dating now has been an alcoholic. And he lost his relationship with his son due to his alcoholism. I mean, normally that would be dark, but compared to everything else, it's light. That's the thing. So I mean, it's Hallmark. So I think we're not going to roll around in it, but there's elements of life, true life, because that's what's in Debbie Maycomber's books, and that's why people relate to it. Is life is hard, but it is a lighter side of life. Cedar Cove. It's warm and fuzzier than most TV programming, and I think that's why we're being so successful, as people are relieved to be able to turn the television on and not be so stressed out by what they're watching that they can't sleep. Well, I think the world is violent, and I think we're on top of it. I think television is violent, the news is violent, and I think one reason there's so much violence on television is that unfortunately it seems to sell. But we came to the point that we took everything else off of TV. And I think that a lot of people are yearning for something that feels a little bit safer and warmer and lighthearted. I do. I'm exhausted by all the negative energy that's out there. And the reality is there are places like that, because I've lived in them. And I lived in Los Angeles, and even in Los Angeles it can be like that. But everybody's forgotten. I live in Venice Beach, where we feed the homeless and everybody's good to each other. And on Thanksgiving, people go and work at the local restaurant and feed the homeless. I mean, there's a lot of warmness in the world. We're not pointing at it anymore. We're just pointing at the darkness. There's goodness in people. There's a lot of goodness in people. It exists more than the darkness. But for some reason, we've been focused so much on the other that we've lost sight of anything good with dignity. And I think now, there are a lot of people out there that want it, because when I go and I travel and I go to the airport, I have people coming up to me and saying, "We love your show. Thank you so much." Thanking me for the show. Everywhere I go, we love your show. Thank you so much. I mean, obviously there's an appetite because people are watching it, and I don't think that there's other programming like it, so people are hungry for it. But I think the world is a lot warmer than we realize it is. I'm really having a good time seeing what television is like, and the fact that I live with this character and I know her better than anybody else. Also, I have to give up my freedom to decide what happens to her because there's writers. So I have to be able to go on a journey and find the reality for myself in the material that they give me. And it's very fast paced. So I could, not know, I don't know next week what I'm going to do, but I'm so have to live in the moment. And the process has been really interesting. It's fun, and I'm hoping we're going to have another season. So, we see how that goes. I don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting because when you do a movie, you read the script, so you know exactly what you're going to do. I am just sort of free falling, but it's fun at the same time. And yet I know who I am as a character. So whenever something is given to me, sometimes I would fight for it being seen, doing it a particular way or saying something a particular way because I was like, she wouldn't really be in this situation. So if I adjust it by just saying it like this, I'm okay. One thing I like is that I can say about the upcoming scripts that I want some changes to be made. Like if there's something about the character that I really liked. Earlier on, I can say to them, I would like to see this personality more in her character, and I've been able to do that. Like I want to see more charm with her on as the judge, like in the courtroom. I don't want to just see anger, like getting mad at the people when they're going through a divorce. I think that she should be more charming, and I've said that. So we're going to see what happens. So I hope so. I think she should have a little bit more of a quick wit in handling the situation without getting angry.